that young couple was telling the old couple they lost the baby. They were there having the most tragic conversation that they had to. We know you bought a bunch of shit for the baby shower, but because someone couldn't put down the fucking Pinot Grigio, guess what's happening? And then the next thing you know, they get this guy leaning over like, hey, hypothetical for
real
you.
Important question.
Taylor Swift or Travis
He's
Kelce?
a tight end, so he's running a lot, but she's like singing and dancing.
Who fucking cares?
Yeah. Hey, shake it off.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Just left my bank earlier.
Oh no.
And I'm out of money. So
already.
Thank you to everybody that's a Patreon subscriber. You're one of the
Please.
only reasons I still have a roof over my head.
Double up.
Shocker. I got my BG bill.
By the way, no Joe
Monday.
tonight. He's in St. Thomas.
Yeah.
And Katie. They're doing the pictures. They look amazing.
What's your BG? You got a 2-bedroom, 1-bedroom?
1-bedroom. It's not a lot. It's like $40-50 a month.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Mine was $497. I had just shy.
Do you have a Clark Griswold amount of Christmas lights or something?
No, I got a few Christmas trees up that I unplug at the end of the night. The arcade I turn on and off.
Okay.
But I just think that that family has never met a light that it didn't enjoy leaving on. And I just looked today and I was just checking looking at my checking account.
Yeah.
I go, God, that number's not right. And I start swimming around in there and go, God damn, $497
What?
BGE bill.
How is that possible? Did you look? Have you called them?
Not yet, but they're going to go, you're using a lot of electricity. Thank you for calling. And then they're going to hang up on my ass.
Oh, that's the worst kind of bill. An unexpected, just out of nowhere bill.
Yeah, it's not great. So, thank you to everybody. Continue to pledge the Patreon support. January 20th, I swear to God, this week, we're going to hit up the people that have been selected for the January 20th. Jeremy Woodworth Memorial Celebration of Life, Dave Dennis's house.
We're doing it.
Yeah, speaking of which, I just left his celebration of life earlier, about 2 hours ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's pull this up here real quick. Now, you saw some of the stuff that I sent you.
I did.
You're in the group text.
I am in the group text.
Robbie, you saw some of the group text pictures?
Oh, yeah, I saw.
Okay. Robbie, did you make the cut? Now, I only sent you photos of some luminaries of this video that was playing because Jeremy Woodworth, and by the way, excuse my voice, I'm just overcoming this flu sinus infection thing. I'm not on the other side of it yet.
The bill.
So, that's kind of literally and figuratively stuck in my throat.
Yeah.
That it was this slideshow that Eric made on PowerPoint of all the different conventions that Jeremy went to, all the stars,
He's got a heck of a roster of photos.
He's met 20 times the celebrities I ever had.
Absolutely.
Unbelievable. Horror, sci-fi, music, rom-coms, comedians, boxers, athletes, Cal Ripken, Justin Tucker, Gramps was on there. Robbie, speaking of which, did Gramps make the cut in the PowerPoint presentation?
Yes.
He did not.
Oh, come on, Eric.
Robbie, did you make the cut in the PowerPoint presentation?
No.
You did not. Rob Mayer.
Oh, no.
Did you make the cut in the PowerPoint presentation?
A theme is developing. I'm going to go no.
Yes, you did.
Hey! Gramps and Robbie.
Rob was in there. You're drinking cans of generic beer.
Yes, Ashley Pontius sent that to me, and I posted it. She dug that up, and I posted it on my Instagram and Facebook.
Rob did
it's a very
make
good
it.
Photo of us. That warms my heart.
It's a great picture. Great picture. Did Joe Robinson make the cut?
Oh, please tell me no.
He did not make the cut.
Yes.
Was Tommy Simbazo a part of the cut of the PowerPoint presentation?
Yeah, I know that if he wasn't, we're going to have another funeral here in another week or so. I'm going to say that he was.
Yes.
He was not.
He
did not make the cut.
Is there another? Is there a funeral on a separate slideshow?
I watched it loop about 3 or 4 times.
Okay. So,
did I make the cut?
I mean, I feel like so far.
Or should I say, how many times was I seen?
I'm going to go 0.
0 times.
Yes.
You, Rob Mayer, comedian James Finn, Chip Cucella.
Yeah.
And in one of the funnier moments, Rob, you saw the photo of what appeared to be ejaculate all over. It's mock
on his face.
Stunt ejaculate all over his chin goatee.
Yeah.
Eric can't help himself, even at his brother's viewing.
How could he?
He made the PowerPoint. And I think, Robbie, you're very familiar with PowerPoint, the way you can set up the slides to play for 5 seconds at a time, 6 seconds at a time. Each one of these appeared to have played for 5 to 6 seconds.
Except
that one stayed on screen for about a minute. And we're in this beautiful funeral.
Yes.
And there is
music playing.
There's this gentle string accompaniment.
It's not Jeremy's music.
It's not Jeremy's music. Right. And people are gathered around the room, and there's quite a few. These flat screens are in every room. And they're just employees of this place wandering around. And they give everybody that's there and the family the respect and the compassion that they deserve.
They're treating it with respect.
They're treating it with respect.
The cum photo.
But meanwhile, there's a bukkake photo on the wall of a guy that looked like he just left the casting couch. And it's up there really long. Now, did you see the shot of the casket itself?
Yeah, with you and Mike Quinlan. Is that
yes. Did you see what
balloons?
Did you see what was on the casket?
Was the balloons, the pogo balloons?
The pogo balloons. Let me get one quick peek here. I'm gonna pull this up to make sure I'm not speaking out of turn here. Do you see in the background
the whole costume?
The whole costume, his whole Pogo the Clown costume is draped.
Oh, classy.
Over. And I got to tell you, for a guy that struggled with some dermatology issues,
he looks fantastic.
The best he's ever looked. Just looks incredible. So peaceful.
The chat is saying, did Mike Finazzo make the cut? Ariel, did Chris Restivo make the cut?
No Restivo.
That's
but
surprising.
Restivo was discussed.
Okay.
Restivo did come up in conversation,
but he wasn't there.
He was not there.
His dad couldn't give him a ride.
His photoshops were.
Yes.
Okay. And I'm telling you, I've never laughed more. This wasn't the official service. It was just the viewing.
Right. I'm going to be going to the service tomorrow.
There
Max
you go.
asking, can you post these pictures on our page?
Nope.
I think you can.
I'm not going to. Nope.
Right.
That's an Eric Woodworth call. Once Eric says yes.
I was really disappointed. And I'm sure Jeremy is somewhere disappointed too that they didn't put the costume on him.
Yeah.
Oh, never, or at least meet him halfway. Beautiful 3-piece suit. Joseph A. Banks
in it.
Makeup.
Yeah.
Just put the makeup.
I think that's fair.
Make him look like the vice principal of Juggalo High School.
Yeah.
Have him do the full makeup and everything, but a nice suit on there. His wife was there and she was peaceful. No tears. Apparently they got it out of their system before everybody got there. But I've never laughed more at a celebration of life while there's a body 20 feet away.
That's
it was like, it was nice. It was, I hate to say this, and Eric, I'm sorry if you hear this. It was kind of fun.
It was the most fun you've ever had around Jeremy.
Most fun I've ever had around
Jeremy. James says, remember James was in the hospital recently.
James, how you doing, pal?
The wife, she had it. The pregnancy, she had the baby. Everyone's doing good. The baby is in the NICU learning all of the things, and they're going to name the baby Jeremy.
All right. Well, congratulations.
Yes, I may have added that part, but congrats, James.
Jeremy Seeger. Congratulations. That'd be a real Van Arsdale movie, you. We got Ariel in there this evening, Rodney, Hackman, also Mac.
Yes.
Mac. Thank you, Mac.
What a gift box.
Unbelievable gift box.
All kinds of little cigars and little
God, he takes good care of us.
Pens, the case it's this wine carrying case that Katie is for her.
It's like this smokable charcuterie. It's a big
amazing.
buffet. And did you see what Ariel got us? Check this
out. You got a video as well. Oh, that's right. Fucking nothing. Is it that hard,
Jack,
to
and
take
shit.
a video of you naked? Is it that
How
fucking
hard is it?
You don't have a smartphone?
Did you not get into enough complimentary programs this year? We got a smokable buffet upstairs, and somehow
just want to see you naked.
All I want to
so
do
we
is see
can
Tim naked.
That's
I
all.
want to jerk at
Nothing
your husband.
Weird.
I want to lick his knees.
Yes.
God, he was good at the murder mysteries.
He was.
Which, by the way,
Brittany, you can
Brit,
have some videos as well.
Brit,
just saying.
get crazy.
I'm just saying.
Jen, if you're out there, get nuts as well.
Come on, people. Van Arsdale, you can keep your clothes on.
I was not at the last podcast you guys did. I was sweating with the flu. I was disgusting. Katie was remarkable. So I didn't want to get anybody sick, so I bat on that. So I was speaking of murder mysteries. I was going to bring this up. So we talked about a little bit what we did at Brightbox, DC Improv, and Magoobies.
Yes.
How deep? Because I didn't watch the full episode yet. About what went down in Winchester. Brightbox
we
show one.
didn't touch
A lot of Jeremy.
that much about Winchester.
Yeah.
Because you were dealing with the brunt of that crazy drunken table more than anybody, especially more than me.
I still love Brightbox.
Yes.
Brightbox, I'll never not love
Right.
that place. The mood of that place as sort of, not the mood, the order of chaos has flipped, where the early shows have been crazy
Right.
and the late shows have been just pleasant as a peach.
Which is bizarre.
Well, this table, they kept making this like, brrr,
They couldn't stop.
brrr, they couldn't stop doing it. And Robbie, your beautiful fiance, the patron saint of patience, she's sitting next to this table. She's doing everything she can.
Yeah.
How incensed was she at the end
Good
of the night? with
question.
She texted me that she said, you better get bail money ready.
that? Yeah.
Oh, she was ready.
Really, dude, because I went over there and talked to them. At one point, did she tell you about me going over there and having like a genuine, like
Yes.
heart to heart, like, guys,
Yeah, I
you're
watched,
kind of
I
ruining the
watched it
show.
go down. Yes.
I think they were too drunk. They couldn't comprehend. Is that fair?
No.
Well, no,
Or they
some of the women
Just
were.
rude. Yeah.
Shocker, the old white chicks
Yeah.
were 9 glasses of
That's
Pinot Grigio.
bizarre. Yeah.
Dude, I had this gut punch moment with them that I've thought about off and on since it happened. So I'm going back there and I'm like, hey, we're going to have some fun with you guys. We want you to have fun. We like when people chime in, but the sound effect thing, it's like, I'm not sure where we can make room for it. Just if you can just, you're kind of taken away
Yes.
from other people's
Keep
enjoyment,
in mind, this is a small room. There's 115 people in there.
but small.
yes.
Another table co-signs me like, yeah, we can't hear ourselves think.
Okay.
Another table off the other side's like, yeah, seriously, I'm not sure why you're doing that.
Good.
The old guy that was making the sound looked like he was about to cry. He looked at me and goes, I'm really sorry I'm ruining your show.
You ruined his Christmas.
Dude, I made an old man sad.
well,
He
should know better, but I get it. I would get upset. I understand.
he got like sad. I made an 80-year-old grandpa like sad. I'm sorry.
Sorry, I fought in World War II for this.
Sorry that I was on the beaches of Normandy
Yes.
under cover of
I don't know if the math is right on that.
No, I have no idea.
We're dumb.
I was
I'm
10.
sorry I was in the Civil War.
I was
At
in the
any age, he deserved what he got.
There you
God,
go.
but he was so busted up that I like corrected him. And
Then
his
you go, "It's
wife,
fine. Make it more often.
"No, it's all right. How about this? I'll point to you and you'll
Yeah.
know when to do it. I'll give you the signal for when to do it." But did you see his face when he did it from that point on?
I never.
just-
no, I
Dude, he would just have his head down with his arms crossed and go, "Brrr, brrr."
Well, you should just never make that sound.
Don't make the sound.
It doesn't make any sense.
And it was the
There's
woman,
nothing Christmas about it.
the woman that was with him that was being like, it's your fault for egging him on. She's an actual postal employee, like USPS employee.
They were on their holiday break and they were just getting after.
Well, there's a character that plays an Amazon character.
Yes.
Sean Gabber plays
Yes.
an Amazon driver, delivery person. And they hated him
Right.
because of their real life feud
Which is good. We
with
like that.
Amazon, which
Yeah.
is good. But they legitimately
Right.
were angry that Amazon was represented in the play.
Are we doing a post office murder mystery?
I may be.
Yes.
I'm like, God damn, like it was very weird that I made an old man sad. And it stuck with me for days.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm ruining your play.
You know what? But you
Like,
making that old man
Jesus.
sad made Robbie happy.
Yes, good.
So
So
can I get you to talk to Gramps?
yeah.
I'll try. Hey, knock it off. Knock it
So
off.
I think it evens out. So I'm gonna go to the funeral tomorrow with for Jeremy. What do I wear? Because I feel like I was gonna dress relatively nice, but you were at the viewing, and are you saying that maybe it's
It looked like the
everything's
fucking-
welcome?
It looked like the Office Depot Christmas party tonight.
Okay.
I mean, you'd be the master
This?
sewer.
All right.
Dressed like that.
Yes, what you're wearing right now is fine.
Yeah, you're gonna be fine.
I was gonna wear like a suit without a tie.
You know who's just wearing jeans?
Eric.
Eric.
Okay.
Yeah, the guy whose brother has passed.
All
Now,
right.
Eric did have a sport coat on.
All right.
I think he had a collared shirt, jeans. Now, tomorrow
Maybe
you
I'll
say is the
wear
actual
jeans.
funeral
Yeah,
where
that
people are going to speak.
feels like it's nicer, right? That's generally the
Robbie, is that sort of like the way it goes, like the celebration of life the day before? It's
yeah.
Hey, come as you are. It's like 5 hours long, but like when somebody gets up there and reads from the Satanic Bible or whatever they're going to do for him, you dress a little nicer.
Well, if you're attending the funeral, the service,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's usually where you have a little bit nicer attire. The viewing, I think, is not required.
So I'll try to dress
It's the
up.
same day, right?
No, the viewing was you just did the
viewings today. I just left it, came over here. Tomorrow,
morning.
11 o'clock till like 1.
Wednesday
I thought
morning.
I read that there was going to be another visitation tomorrow.
Maybe I don't know.
Maybe, don't know.
I think it's 11 a.m. So I actually hadn't been to that many funerals in my life. So we've talked about this before, but the couple that I've been to, I've enjoyed. So I feel I like to see people giving a speech that's heartfelt. They tell stories.
Dude, Keith Mills' father's funeral, essentially a head of state, died.
Yeah.
I've never seen more people there. I mean, I thought that man was going to lie in state.
Yeah.
I thought they're going to have him like on some motorcade through the Capitol. It must have been 400 people. You had, I mean, leaders of industry.
Yeah.
It was incredible, the amount of people. You also posed a very funny hypothetical that was oddly, for me, not that funny because of how unfortunately accurate it was. Do you want to get into what you texted me earlier about, like, what would be funny at a funeral, or had it have happened at Jeremy's funeral?
It would be funny, Robbie, if I go to the funeral and Jeremy has a complete other family, a wife and kids, and they're all dressed like clowns.
They all have face makeup.
Yes.
Even the baby looks like a juggalo.
Now, Eric might be upset that Jeremy didn't share this with him, but Eric would also see the humor in that and might actually like that.
Yeah, Eric could actually probably have a laugh and be like,
Yes.
some levity to this event.
So that would be hilarious if that happened. I also think it would be funny if, because we talk about the photos that he has.
Yeah.
The photo, he's with, is it the guy Gus on Breaking Bad, Giancarlo?
Oh, yeah. What's his name?
Esposito.
Yeah.
Jeremy has a photo with him. If he shows up, and if you've all seen the scene in Breaking Bad, if you haven't, spoiler, but Gus is a very meticulous, well-dressed, measured person, but he just out of nowhere essentially knifes this guy to death. He takes his suit off, knifes this guy to death, puts it back on, washes his hand. If
box cutter,
if Gus shows up and does that to Christopher Stevo, it's pretty funny.
I mean, yes, okay, exactly.
And then he puts his clothes back on and now next to speak is Ashley Pontius.
Hey,
I mean, hey, it kind of crazy, but kind of a funny moment.
Eric proposed a hypothetical tonight at the viewing, going, Jeremy had a particular sexual fetish with little people.
Yeah.
And people don't know prior to his current wife if he's ever enjoyed the company of any of them sexually. Should they go in there and there is just an absolute team of dwarves all gathered in like a pile, like boosting each other up like a pyramid to look into the casket to see him, or they're each taking turns on the dwarf pyramid to climb in to see their former lover,
or they're an important question.
Please.
It's a two-part question. First question is, will either of you be asked to speak? The second part, will you talk about this stuff right here?
I will not be there.
Justin won't be there.
That's why I went tonight.
I don't. First of all, I want to say real quick, what if the little people were there to protest?
Yes.
They're upset. Yes.
Close the casket.
Right, exactly.
We can't even look at him.
Yeah.
Oh, we should have organized
that. Yeah, that's how we do that. I couldn't organize any protest. I have to find little people
and Eric knows this, so I'm not springing this on him. I told him off to the side, I did sneak a JSS sticker into the casket.
Yes.
I did hit the underside of the lid. The same way, like, we'll mail the military, like, hey, put this on a missile. Hey, when you fire this up the enemy's ass, I want there to be a JSS something on there. I just sort of kind of went underneath and just right there.
That's perfect.
Our show spends eternity with Jeremy.
I don't plan on speaking. I don't think I would be asked. I don't feel like that Jeremy and I were close enough that I would be someone that would speak. What if I secretly, maybe Eric has the password. I put the videos I've been giving. If you're listening to the Patreon,
Jesus,
I put them on Jeremy's phone.
Or you somehow patch into all the TVs that are in the funeral home. So when people are crying and remembering their fallen brother and friend and husband, suddenly it gets pretty hot in there.
But I put them all to the insurance man.
Yes, insurance man. And we somehow do a very quick Chris Restivo style Photoshop of his face, Jeremy, over top of all the particulars.
Yes.
Stuff like that. How about this? Oh, there it is. Hit it. By the way, there was a collection of his instruments laid all throughout the room.
I mean, it's going to be a great funeral.
It's going to be.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah. How about this? Let's take a quick break.
Yeah.
Let's take a quick break. When we come back, I'll tell you why your implausible second family scenario made my eyes get real wide after this.
Rice, Mirtha, and Pesaurus. Justin is all about Randolph Rice, as he should be. But me, I'm a big George Pesaurus guy. That's my guy, good old GP. You know his nickname in high school? Pesaurus the Thesaurus. Did that nickname get him chicks? It absolutely did not. But that massive vocabulary will get you a win in court, and that's all that matters. Not only is that vocab vast, he also can speak 7 languages fluently. I can't even speak one good. Hey, Pesaurus the Thesaurus. What's another word for empathy? I don't know. Do you want that in English, Chinese, Portuguese, Spanish, Farsi, Dundalk? He's got it all. That's my guy, George Pesaurus. Just 1/3 of the greatest law firm in the entire world, Rice, Mirtha, and Pesaurus, and our title sponsor, RiceLawMD.com. They don't just win, they win big. Before you tell that, I wanted to share, I hope Eric doesn't mind this, but, I texted, I asked how his daughters are doing.
Yeah.
And
a lot of people in chat, by the way. Very, very nice. Thank you, Melissa.
Thank you.
Thank you, Angela. Thank you, everybody.
And this is the funniest thing maybe I've ever heard. I mean, and Joe has talked about hanging out with Eric's daughter on a previous episode, Susie. And Eric said, she goes, wow, that's like 30 people that have died this year in our family if you count all the dead fish.
Jesus.
And I'm like, that's a really good line.
That's a really good line.
And I'm like, hey, you're Eric's daughter. You're Jeremy's niece. Well done.
Welcome.
Well done. You should speak at the funeral and tell that joke.
The next generation of Woodworths is going to be just nationally
top notch. So yeah, I joke. What if Jeremy has a second family and they appear at the funeral?
When I was 12 years old, I went to a funeral for a family member who will go unnamed. Mm-hmm. And I remember arriving at this. It was in New Carrollton, Maryland. Mm-hmm. And we get to this funeral. And when we get there, much like Keith Mill's father, it is packed. And I distinctly remember I'm 12, my brother's 8. Mm-hmm. So, I don't really know what's going on. I'm a young kid. I just know that I have to wear this itchy suit. It's supposed to be sad. Someone has passed. And I knew who this person was. And we get in there and we didn't arrive late, but we arrived when it was underway. And there's a real hullabaloo. People are moving around in the hallway. There's a lot of motion for a funeral. No one's like sitting.
So even at your inexperienced funeral age, you still sense something was amiss.
This is like in between classes at school.
Gotcha.
Like people are moving around. The energy's not good. Mm-hmm. And as you start to kind of realize what's happening, your exact scenario played out for this family member of mine that I'll tell you off there. As a matter of fact, no, I'll tell you next week on Patreon.
There you go.
And I mean,
good tease.
It's pretty close where this person that passed away, both of their families showed up. And this was in a time.
And they didn't know that the other family existed?
They didn't know about the other wife. They didn't know about the other children. They didn't know about the other coworkers.
Shit.
They didn't know about the entire second life that this person had, because this was in a time where there's no internet, there's no computers, there's no social. Like it's one of the reasons, like,
it was a lot easier back then.
Serial killers could just wipe out of town, drive 5 miles away, and just murder everyone else.
Then go about their day.
Exactly. And this guy was
the good old days.
Yeah, God, please come back. Where he would go on the road as a traveling salesman, and he would go home 2 days.
That's not even a job that really exists anymore.
No, not at all. You can't do a traveling salesman. When's the last time a salesman knocked at the door? No. Minus Comcast or a place that wants to sell me shitty windows.
They're not traveling. They're local.
Yeah, they're local. Mm-hmm. And I guess his whole bit was that he would be at one home for 2 days, another home for 2 days, and then 3 days he'd go out and sell his ass off. And each family thought he was on the road for 5 days.
It sounds like such a stressful life.
Sounds like a fucking nightmare to balance that amount of bullshit.
Who would have one family and think, you know what? I want another.
I don't want the one I got.
Right.
And meanwhile, this guy's got multiple children.
So
how there isn't like redundancy of paperwork
and storytelling and getting similar gifts for Christmas and all that.
And when I tell you
birthdays,
a town away to where you could bump into them, two families, same state, not like I'm heading to Virginia. No, both in Maryland.
And this is the guy that was deceased.
He died.
Okay.
And
he got out easy. Yeah.
Both. Yeah. Oh my God. He won.
Was
he
there,
absolutely won.
I don't know if you even know this. Was there like who got money? Was that
I don't know.
That could be crazy.
I mean,
were they fighting? Were they yelling?
You could tell that there was fights. There was arguments or something. 12-year-old me didn't understand what was going on, but as I got older and information got sussed out, I'm like, oh shit, okay. That's why no one got anything. One wife got one home. One wife got the other.
It would be funny if they had prepared speeches and as they're reading, they're like, he was such a loyal guy.
Nope, can't say that.
Dedicated family man.
Father of 4, 8,
7,
9.
He was my soulmate. He said I was the only one in the world. Nope. That's
no.
not true.
Okay. Wow, that's a lot of flowers in that casket.
Yes.
You want to hear some real white trash Lego shit? This is on my mom's side. This happened.
Nice. Like it already.
God, if he's out there somewhere, Uncle Danny, haven't seen you in forever.
Danny.
My mom, her mom did mission work. And she would travel to, I knew she traveled up to like Nova Scotia, Halifax. She traveled to, I think she went to Panama where Josh was. When she went to Puerto Rico and did some mission work. And she comes back.
Yeah.
And 9 months later, she gives birth.
Oh.
And as my grandfather is there in the delivery room, out pops the most beautiful dark brown baby boy.
Gorgeous color.
Uncle Danny, just golden as can be.
Yes.
And I'll be damned if my grandfather on my mom's side raised a kid that wasn't his.
But he realized it, or he just
in the delivery room.
Okay.
No, he knew.
He
knew. And he's like, whoa,
right.
I left him in the oven about 20 minutes too long. Nope. He's like, that is a Puerto Rican child. And I guess when she came back, they hooked up the way a married couple would, and he thought he slipped one past the goalie. And now I have a Puerto Rican, half Puerto Rican Uncle Danny that I haven't talked to since I was 17, 18 years old. I don't even know if he's alive anymore, but he would be at family gatherings, just jet black hair, gorgeous skin, great disposition.
Beautiful. Great dancer.
I mean, amazing. Love to put seasoning in his food. Incredible.
I had a
Hips didn't
friend
lie.
who had dated this girl and they broke up, but she got pregnant, and he's like, now I'm gonna have to, this. Okay, you're gonna have the kid. That's fine. It's your decision. And then she has the kid, and she's not communicating with him. And he's like, "Look, I'd like to see it. And do you need diapers and money?" And then this drags on for like 6 months. He finally sees the kid. She's white. Father was black.
Okay,
like, he's white. He's like, oh,
no,
you could have told me.
God, could have said something.
It wasn't me.
Are you reading some of these texts, by the way? Mac, I had a girlfriend whose dad died. 2 families showed up to the funeral. Awful. God, this is.
Got to go to more funerals.
Yeah, you got to start.
Funeral crashing is more fun than wedding.
Did Justin's dad bring a date to the funeral? No, my mom was still alive at the time. Holy shit, Mac! Can one of the fish replace Joe on DLP? Oh my God, that's funny.
Mac, maybe 2 wives is what killed him. It probably did. That's very stressful. So,
hey, speaking of my voice and not feeling great and being a little bit sore right now, I'm waiting for the video. I've got some screenshots. I've got some stills of. This is from my Instagram here. Shout out Kakoa, the Island Warrior. Here is a picture of Kakoa. I finally stepped back in the ring after months. MCW Seasons Beatings.
Hell yeah!
It was their big end of year Christmas spectacular. Title changed hands.
You did one over the summer?
I did one over the summer. Yeah. Congratulations. DeMarcus Kane, the new champ, took it off of the dastardly heel, Robert Locke. And yeah, I was with my guy, Ryan McBride, King Ryan McBride, former champion. He won their tournament years ago called the Shamrock Cup. And it was Ryan's last match.
Oh,
and he is retired. He's a dad now.
This is a big deal.
It was his last match.
Honor to be involved.
And I was beyond that. Oh, tears backstage. God, you want to talk? I cried more at a fictional character retiring from wrestling at a flea market in Joppa than I did at Jeremy's funeral today.
I get it, man. Yeah,
it just meant a lot to me. But this is a
sorry
photo.
For your loss.
Hey, sorry, it's okay. We're all recovering. We're all hearing. Oh no, maybe they took the damn thing down by now. Son of a
Now
bitch. It
you're
was
gonna cry
yesterday.
more about that. Yeah.
No, but I took a super kick to the face.
Actually to the face.
Actually to the
Not
face.
supposed to land.
No, I was out of position.
Oh, so it was your fault.
And got the shit kicked out.
That's you.
I mean, popped in the face.
Nice.
And the video's coming out soon. And this guy throws a real nice super kick.
I can't wait for that.
And this side of the face and wrenched my neck. Eyes rolled back in my head. Fell out of the ring. Cracked my head on the floor. Tore the ass out of my pants. And then the match happens. A wrestler ends where they say he goes on a shield. 1, 2, 3 on his back. And then Ryan went in. He did this beautiful, like, goodbye. This is amazing. Thank you for my career. Thank you to MCW. Thank you, Ken Dixon, my former head of security. Thank you, Drolix, one of the guys I broke into this business with. Thank you, RJ, the Bruiser. He was sort of their Hulk Hogan, their Ric Flair. He passed away not long ago. And Justin, thank you for, joining me in the ring. And I noticed that there's snickering from my side of the ring where all the wrestlers have come out. They've gathered around. And he leaves his boots in the center.
The whole locker room's out.
Whole locker room. And that's when I realized, as I just said, I completely blew the ass out of my pants when I got kicked in the face and sold it. I tore from balls to top of crack. And my entire ass is hanging out in a Joppatown flea market for quite a few families. Quite a few families were there.
I think that makes it a better ending. I mean, he's got a story. You made it all the more special.
Yeah, it was. I just want to see some photos of this poignant moment where he's in there and he's got his child in the ring and he takes off his crown and he places it on his son. And you, Gavin, you're going to be, I try to get him to change the name.
Yeah.
You, Gavin, you're going to be the next king of Maryland Championship Wrestling. And then there is my white ass. I mean, crack back of balls.
You're not a fan of your ass? You're not thinking
not great.
It's not. Is
no.
it too white? Is it
pale,
shape?
white, sliced up?
Not
a good butt. Not a good butt.
Robbie, that's a good ass, I bet. Yeah.
Robbie?
Yeah.
Robbie's got a nice
ass.
Robbie, have you ever been complimented on your ass? You got to have a nice ass.
Every day.
Every day in the mirror when you look over your own right shoulder and go, there it is.
Yeah.
She's still there.
He's a whore dash driver. With you, I mean, this could segue. So, quality time, I don't know what's going to exist anymore. The podcast with Eric and Jeremy and Ashley.
The great Ashley Pontius.
I mean, if you keep doing this wrestling, I mean, you seem like you're sick and hurt all the time. So does Joe. If one of us dies, let's make a decision right now.
Let's talk about this right now. What do we do?
We have a contingency plan.
Do you know that we have there's a 98 Rock Reddit page?
Yeah.
And I now monitor it religiously because of A, hurtful things written, B, some pretty dark shit. And there was one I deleted late summer. Okay. It was up for maybe 2 or 3 hours.
I forgot about it. I should go back and look.
This is gone. And someone put up a hypothetical to your train of thought right now.
Okay.
Who leaves JSS first and why? And I caught this thing. Robbie, you check out the JSS Reddit page ever?
I've seen it. I haven't seen it recently.
For the most part, it's relatively pleasant stuff. There's some people up there. They found the beer. Happy holidays. Will they ever have comedians again? Blah, blah, blah. And there was this one hypothetical. It's like, who leaves the show first and why? Do you know how many people think I'm going to off myself?
Not die.
Like self-delete, unalive.
I do not see that with you at all.
My ego won't let me.
Never saw that.
No. Josh disappears. Yeah. Scott gets arrested for running onto the field drunk. Like the scenarios people came up with that some comedic, but some were like, God damn, they were dark.
They thought it
like
through.
They thought it
what
through.
They think's gonna happen.
I'm going to say if there were 18 responses, 9 of which were me by some fucking illness, some tragic happenstance. So I'm a moderator on that page. Oh, I deleted that shit with the quickness. I mean, people were trying to one up each other with the darkness. I don't need them like that. We're gonna kill that post.
Yeah.
So with this show, what do we do?
Well, they're saying in the chat, of course, Mac, and Rob Blackburn, if the show only ends if Robbie dies. So
Robbie dies, we pull the plug.
Robbie
dies, we pull the plug.
Heart attack, stroke, whatever. No, I think if one of us just dies and you just die, nothing like, I don't know, dramatic or nothing salacious or anything, no suicide, no murder, nothing, you just die, then I think we continue. But if there's some story, if something happens like super dark,
Oh, if there's some sort of like,
if one of us kills somebody and then kills himself, you can't really come back.
If one of our names is on the Epstein list that's getting released,
yes.
Like if someone goes, oh wow, it's Kid Rock, Dan Snyder, and Joe Robinson,
and then he offs himself.
Yeah, he throws himself into the ocean.
Well, that actually we still do it.
Yeah, we'd probably pop a pretty big rating.
Funny.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, do we ask an Eric? Do we ask a Tommy?
Ariel says she'll take over.
Do you know how much?
Good Lord.
Could you know what happens to this show if Ariel jumps on this thing?
Do the ratings go through the roof?
And she's in the #1 YouTube video we have.
Yes, she is.
Do you think Joe's going to watch this?
I mean, are we there's 4 of us. We have enough to get a majority vote right now.
We don't need to vote on putting something in the soup.
I mean, think about this. We bring on Ariel.
Yeah.
We go younger,
hotter.
We go
blacker.
Female. None these Joers is none of these things.
None of those things.
Yes.
Yeah. Of all the boxes you just checked, none of them.
Yes.
You got an X in all of them.
Funnier, Max says.
Yes. Involved. Better memory.
Mhm.
Remembers when he spills stuff.
That's very true.
Man.
We automatically have a security with her husband.
Rob, I want to do this for you.
Okay.
But I mean what I'm about to say, I want to do this for you.
Sure.
We got to figure out a way to just somehow cyanide caplet Joe.
Okay.
It'll make sense. It'll look natural.
So.
I've been planning on just disappearing into the swamp anyways.
Mhm.
You replace Joe with Ariel.
Oh, what an upgrade.
And me with Katie.
Oh,
and you
shit.
spearhead that project.
Good Lord.
You sit center, Katie to the left, Ariel to the right. There's your fortune. You're sitting in between your fortune. I mean, Katie killed it last week when she was on. When she came on to discuss the hair and the butthole
Killed
bit,
it.
Crushed it.
Katie and Ariel
They
get along. They have good chemistry.
They get along great. I mean, that might be the next generation of DLP.
I mean,
we kill you and bring in Brittany.
Is there anyone left?
No, man.
All right. The
Robbie's
DLP agenda.
Okay.
Brittany,
check.
Ariel,
check.
And Katie, and the producer is Mac Brooks.
Done. That's it. Mac, you got to get to Virginia. Just take over Robbie's setup for that.
Will there be scissoring?
Jesus.
Well, that's why you're out. That's why you're out.
If there's an arts and crafts segment, yes.
Yeah. Angela says no, Justin, don't leave. We're not leaving, but we should have
a contingency plan.
We could have also some more, hopefully maybe in the future we do more days.
I mean, I'm not
some guests on.
Speaking out of turn here, I think everybody knows if someone was to leave JSS, and may no one ever do that.
Right.
Scott, Josh, please, I am begging you, my brothers.
Lifers, hopefully.
But if for whatever reason, Josh is like, you know what? That crypto investment took off. I'm good. Scott gets a job as a penis model somewhere in Milan.
Sure.
Joe immediately slides in. I mean, Joe is obviously our fifth Beatle.
Of course.
So, and he knows that. We know that. So that's our contingency plan. I think for this, we kind of have an embarrassment of riches.
We really do.
With Tommy, Eric, Ariel, Katie, Sean, we have quite a few people.
It's Stamboni. Shout out to the Dumbcast.
Yeah, we'll see. Stamboni can maybe try and take over for Robin.
I think we do have an embarrassed riches. Hey, I was in Kansas City. I had I had about a month off of stand-up. And then I Wednesday night before I was leaving, Thursday night. I was leaving Friday morning. Joe hanging out with his new friends of the last 2 years, Tim and Mensor, and our buddy Jack, who is all part of that crew.
Yeah,
he's on vacation right now with Jack and his wife. And
on the other side of a Patreon tease coming up, we're gonna do some trip predictions.
Yes,
they come back next week. We'll see if any of them track.
Absolutely. So they say we're going to this Japanese steakhouse right in the town center, right across where I live. You want to go to dinner? I say, of course I do. I have halfway packed, but I'm like, it's not going to be a late night. It's like 6:30, and then we go there and we start doing Saki, and we get a big boat, a sushi boat. It was impressive.
Yeah,
and we get a whole. God, you know what? I forgot that this. I got a good thing to talk about.
So give me the players involved again.
It's me, Jack, Mensor, and Tim. Tim is the guy who made the DLP agenda, the wood thing, and then later on Pablo showed up. And that's important because Pablo wanted to catch up on the drinking. So we start doing Saki, and it's another round, another thing, another. And then
Saki gets better the more you drink it.
It does.
It's a Japanese rice wine if you've never had it.
Mhm.
Some people like it hot. I don't really
we
very
had
much.
it, we had it hot.
I've had it here in the States and was like, I mean, I'm looking at a bottle of Malibu over there. I'd rather
I
be
wouldn't
drinking
really
that.
order it, but that was just the thing that we were ordering. I was like, okay.
The one time I got drunk in Tokyo was Saki. Shocker. I mean, Saki, Tokyo, you kind of have to.
Yeah.
Man, 2 or 3 in, much easier to drink. And then by the end of it, I was like, not to derail here,
I came around.
are you, there's a Scotch drunk, there's a tequila drunk,
Yes.
there's a vodka drunk. There is a Saki drunk that was similar to a wine drunk, which is like a dizziness, like borderline confusion. Like Mudge was having to walk me around a little bit. A Saki drunk was a unique drunk.
We'll get to that. So then we leave. And we're like, you guys want to go out? You want to do anything else? Now, I believe there was a football game on. It was Thursday night football. And there's a sports bar right near the town center, directly across from my apartment, West End Grill. So I can park in my apartment and walk across. I go, we can go there. So then Mensor leaves. Now it's Pablo showing up. We go over there, and then Pablo wants to catch up on the drinking. So he's like, let's do shots.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, okay. And then eventually it's just me and Jack. And now we're having this deep conversation. And we're both at one point, we're like,
what's the topic?
We're just about my career, and I'm almost having the moment you were having.
If you want to take funny out of comedy, have a philosophical comedy discussion.
Yes, we were talking about writing thing and the process and how I want to do this, and then suddenly we both are like, I don't even. Are we making sense? We were both at that moment.
Yeah,
and then I walk home, and now it's 12:30. I have to get up at 5:30, and I've only half packed. And I drunkenly pack, and I did not pack well. I didn't realize it until I got there. And I get there, I have 6 pairs of socks, 2 pair of underwear.
Oh, shit. Because I figure you travel more than anybody I've ever known. So I figure your packing is almost muscle memory at this point. You know exactly how much you need. A lot of these places you've gone to for a second, third, fourth time. But this, you just completely fucked it up.
Completely fucked it up.
Did you wake up drunk?
I woke up drunk.
Shit, that's the worst.
And I have this little blue. I'm at this bag right here.
Okay.
I always bring
little
it
Adidas
with me.
tote.
I have in cologne. I have in my Square that I can take credit cards. I have a charger in there. I have in
the essentials.
I have the T-shirt that I always bring on stage to show.
Once you go
I have that, and then I show up and I'm unpacking, and I realize, I forgot that.
I have a set of steak knives. I have a D-cell battery.
I have the wrong pair of shoes.
Some other man's underwear.
I just couldn't have fucked it up more.
Jar of piss.
Now, at the end, it didn't fucking matter. It's Kansas City. Who gives a
Soup.
shit, right? But it was like, it's like I'm 1 month off, and I can't fucking do this anymore.
God
I can't
damn.
even pack and get there. So something happened, though. Me and Katie and Joe got this hypothetical that turned the night before, that turned in to that night, that I tried to involve another table, and this fucking bitch. Let's listen a little tease from Story Time. It's out now. It's Tommy Simbazo being fucking Tommy Simbazo. You're going to love it. Listen, be right back.
We started worshiping Paul Masson. Right?
You mean the hair guy?
The wine guy.
Oh, Paul Masson. Right.
You're thinking Paul Mitchell?
Yeah, I'm thinking Paul Mitchell. Paul Masson is
Paul
the wine.
Mitchell. We all had wigs.
I'm sorry. I thought it was good.
Tommy has no hair.
No, but we started worshiping Paul Masson. We used to call him Paul Mason. We were like, Paul Mason.
Okay.
And it was a time when it was the Chuck Norris jokes.
Yeah,
people
right.
Like, Chuck Norris doesn't do push-ups. He pushes the earth down.
Right.
So we would do that, and we play a drinking game in our camper where we pass a jug of Paul Mason wine. And when it got to you had to do a thing like, Paul Mason prophesied his own coming by saying, I'm coming, and then he came. And like stuff like that. And then you take a drink. And whoever killed the bottle, that person had to take the bottle into the woods and fuck it.
How do you fuck a wine bottle?
So Paul Mason, they have wide mouths. So you can fit your whole dick and balls in this fucking
in the top of the wine?
In the wide mouth jug.
What if it gets stuck?
You have to smash it against a tree.
Oh, okay.
You
So
chew your dick off to escape.
You fuck it until you have an orgasm?
No. You can do a couple pumps in it.
I just see so many parallels to my upbringing and yours.
That was a hell of a tease.
Yeah.
You're going to enjoy that entire episode. It is. That
Only Tommy can have that.
Only
I believe
Tommy-
Ariel said speechless when she listened to it. That was her comment.
speechless.
Yeah.
Yes, it's up right now.
Mhm.
$5, $10,
Yes.
20, and beyond.
So the previous night, Joe and Katie go out to Outback, and I forget how it came up, but we started talking about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, and I proposed the question: who is in better cardio shape? Travis Kelce being a professional athlete, Taylor Swift being someone who has to
Singer,
dance
dancer,
and-
performer
so she has to
for
sing. She
3
can't be out of
plus
breath
hours.
when singing.
No.
And Katie and I said Taylor Swift. Joe thought it was ridiculous. So now I'm like pissed because
No, my first answer would be Taylor
exactly. So I start the next night. I start asking those guys, and Joe's still. By the way, everyone is saying it's either close or it's Taylor. So I'm like, you're already wrong, Joe. That it's not ridiculous.
It's not. It's nowhere
So-
near ridiculous. It's an absolutely. I mean, Mick Jagger in his prime on stage, running around nonstop,
Yes, right.
ass on fire. A good, true blue, legitimate pop star. Not talking like a Milli Vanilli thing. Not gonna talk Meg Thee
Right.
Stallion backing vocals New Year's Eve.
Doing 3-hour concert. There's a video of her on the treadmill, running and walking, singing the entire show.
Yes,
to get
getting
prepared for it.
oxygen
Exactly.
backstage. I mean, just she is
Right.
the tip of the spear. Yes.
Carrie's saying definitely Taylor Swift. So Joe leaves at this point. Now we're the next night, the Saki night. Joe had to leave. He was doing BL in the morning. And I'm talking to these guys. They're texting their friends.
Yeah.
So it's become a whole thing. So I realize there's a table right behind us. It appears to be a young couple, and I'm guessing it's one of the couple's parents. And I say, you know what? I'm going to involve them.
I'm gonna poll the audience.
Exactly. So I turn back. Hey, can I ask you guys a question? And they're like, okay.
January 6th,
Yeah.
2021.
I asked the question, and this fucking bitch, she goes, who cares?
Like, all right, well, you're fun.
All right. And
Wait,
then-
the old woman or the young one?
The young one.
The young woman of all
She's-
people.
and the other three were cool. I'll get to the guy in a second, the older guy, the dad. And then I go, it's just having fun. And she goes, well, how would I know? I go, well, that's why it's a question.
It's
I
a
mean,
hypothetical.
I wouldn't turn around and say, hey, what do you think the capital of Maryland is?
Yeah.
That's not a debate.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
right?
pass fail.
This is, and she goes, I think she was like acting like I was like anti Taylor Swift,
Yeah.
trying to say that he's better. And then she goes, Travis Kelce. Then the mom is like, I don't know, the singing. She goes, Taylor Swift. The guy, the old guy, says he goes, what's the on Gilligan's Island? It's Ginger and who?
Marianne.
He goes, what about Marianne or Ginger? I'm like, you're like Grant.
God,
What are
you're
you
unplugged.
talking
What are you
about?
talking
That doesn't
about?
make any sense, right?
The refrigerator Perry
Then
or Charo.
yeah. Then I look at the boyfriend and I go, what do you think? He goes, Taylor Swift. And the girlfriend got mad at him because she was the only one that said Travis
She was the only
Kelce,
one that
right?
said Kelsey.
The girl that you would think would be the big Taylor Swift fan.
Okay, hypothetical
Yeah.
for you.
Mhm.
Okay. So they were sitting directly behind you.
Directly
behind you, kind of leaned over.
Yeah.
Did you have any inkling as to what was going on prior to this? You just knew they were there, but you had not been listening to them.
I knew that they had wrapping up because he was signing the bill. I had not been listening, but afterwards they kept that conversation going.
That young couple was
Yeah.
telling the old couple they lost the baby. They were there having the most tragic conversation
Yeah.
that they had to. We know
Right.
you bought a bunch of shit for the baby shower.
Yeah.
You couldn't be more excited to have grandchildren.
We were going to name the kid Ginger or
It-
Marianne.
we were having twins, but because someone
Right.
couldn't put down the fucking Pinot
Mm.
Gris, guess what's happening? And then the next thing you know, they get this guy leaning over like, hey, hypothetical for
Real
you.
important question.
Taylor Swift
Yeah.
or Travis
He's a
Kelce?
tight end, so he's running a lot, but she's like singing and dancing.
Who fucking
Yeah.
cares?
Hey, shake it off.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I had one little story from Kansas City, though.
Chris says that couple broke up that night.
Good. Fuck that couple.
Yeah.
So
Specifically her.
yeah, I've done this. I do this joke, and I've told stories about this joke. About I asked the couple your hall pass, your celebrity.
Yes.
And the guy or the girl will say something, and if there's some witty like pun or play on words or reference to their if they're a musician, their music, or if they're an actor to one of their movies or something, I try to put that into the joke.
Exactly.
The other night, the stars could not have been more aligned. Here we are, just days after Christmas. And I asked the guy who his hall pass, his celebrity crush, and he says Mariah Carey. And I'm like, do I hit it left center, right center, or dead center?
Okay.
And I look at the wife and I go, well, I guess all he wants for Christmas isn't you.
Oh,
And the crowd goes crazy. I Right. If it was a football game, they're carrying off with the field.
Yeah, you're done.
I'm like, it's just I can't do
That's
that.
it. The confetti rains down. Good night.
Just nuts.
You got off stage 23 minutes early. I know.
Yeah.
I know.
How can you follow that?
Because I'm not
By the
going to
way,
go
the
on
show
after
should be
that.
over. You shouldn't
Okay.
go on.
After they play Freebird, they leave the stage.
Mhm.
Do
Couldn't have
you
been more perfect.
do you want to get into some trip predictions?
I do. Garyel's saying show title. What's show title? I want to write that down.
Yeah, write down what the show title was.
Yes,
Sorry, we haven't
yes,
just done this. I would
right.
say Aquafina just just to upset. You know so much I can't fucking stand her.
Mac,
God
good
damn, that's funny.
references.
Mac, you're killing it tonight, man. Thank you again for the cigars. I'm gonna wait till I get this fucking chest oyster out over the next couple of days.
All he wants for Christmas isn't you. Yes, there we go.
God damn,
But
that's
I don't like
title.
to telegraph a joke in the show title, but I see, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's we'll think of a show title. That
Thank
actually
you.
is a little too on the nose, Ariel.
Yes, but thank you, Ariel.
Yes, thank you very much. Send the nude video.
You know what? You're out of the show.
You know what? You're done. You've been bumped. Joe's back in. Sorry about that. And Mac just disconnected.
Yes.
Son of a bitch. So they are in St. Thomas. Robbie, where are they at? St. Pete, St.
I think
Thomas?
it's St. Thomas.
St. Thomas.
Did you see where they are where they're nearby?
It looks
Infamous?
Epstein Island.
Yes. They're literally right off the coast
They're there for the list unveiling
of
Yeah.
Epstein Island. So damn.
All right. They're
All
gonna get
right.
the news first.
God, I'm begging her. Can you just jar me up some of that sand? I just want to give something to Josh out of his news stories.
Yes.
This is something sinister.
God, that would be great.
So, trip predictions.
All right.
It is the Mensors, it is the Robinsons,
Mm-hmm.
and there is a third couple, correct?
Yeah, Jack and Jamie. Jack is the guy I got drunk with the other night, which is me and him were left.
Yeah.
We're like, why are we even still talking to each other? Very nice guy. So they're in the middle. I'm gonna actually be doing the pregame show this Saturday. Ravens game is flexed
Hell
to
yeah.
Saturday for Joe. Mac will listen now. So they're in the middle of this. There are three couples. I'm gonna make this prediction, judging from how passionate Jason Mensor was the other night about, if you're listening to Patreon, me and the video girl,
Mm-hmm.
about my next move should be. I'm gonna predict that came up and it was a little awkward. Why are we talking about this?
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah, because that brain mouth filter on
Yes.
Mensor, as much as we love him,
Right.
and I honestly, Jason, I envy your
Yes.
lack of
Mhm.
one and your confidence in it. It could be jarring. It could be
can
jarring
be,
if you're
yes.
having, because we
And
saw
they'll be having drinks. For sure.
we saw a photo of them in a very nice dinner.
Yes.
One of those dinners where it's not like a Cheesecake Factory Stephen King novel menu. It's one sheet on a leather bound board.
Yes.
There's only 8 things. The
I believe
manager
they
comes
have
out.
a 4-course meal. It's called Game of Meats.
Yes.
Where they would you could choose each course, your
God
different
damn.
meat selection.
Something prefix.
Yes.
Michelin star rated.
And Joe loves his meats.
Okay. I'm going to make a prediction.
Yeah.
When the women all went to the bathroom together, as they're wont to do, he looked at the menu and went, can you believe how much this costs? He bitched about,
Do you think not in that company?
not to
Wow.
them,
Okay.
but to one of the guys.
Okay.
He didn't, not in the women's presence. But
Mm.
when they went to go powder their nose or whatever, he looked down. He's like, side salad, $26.
It's
They're fucking gold
yeah.
in that spinach.
It looked pricey.
It looked
Yeah.
very well to do.
Do
They
you
spared no expense.
think Katie will get mad at Joe for being on his phone too much, just looking at, not present?
How about we just lop off the for being on his phone too much?
Right, right.
Yes. Will Joe have asked someone like the
a new person?
a new
couple?
person? Yes.
Yeah.
Did Joe fold a new
Yes.
couple in that was not a part of the original
And
3
he'll do hypotheticals
and
Mount
invite them
Rushmores.
onto the boat? Because there is a photo
Is
of
there
like
a boat?
did you
Okay.
see that catamaran photo
Yes,
of
yes, it
Katie
looks
kicking her
amazing.
feet up? It's
Yes.
just this is just like a vacation you'd win in a sweepstakes.
Will Joe, when he invites a couple and they get into some discussion, will he then shit on their answer? Like, that's the best Eagles
That's
song?
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Boring.
Yeah.
Yes.
Will he say boring? Real quick, I get out of this, but
Please.
you don't know this, but last week after the Jeremy, we just got news of the sad news, and we had
Yes.
the episode,
R.I.P. Jeremy.
and we say goodnight, and we had just talked about the potential, the music podcast.
Yeah.
And Robbie was passionate. The Eagles only had the one number 1 song. We get done with the show, and Robbie goes, "Oh shit, I fucked up." And me and Joe are like, "Oh my god, you didn't record?
Yeah.
What the fuck?" He goes, "No, the The Eagles had 4 number 1 hits. Like, what?
What?
Actually, it was 5.
5. Well, that's pretty bad for you to be a super fan and not know that. But shout out to Robbie from that.
Rice, Murtha, and Pesaurus losing a
yes.
client in Mac Bergson writing,
they're missing
we're
Joe.
missing Joe tonight.
Yeah.
He will
Okay.
be back.
Will Joe get into a football-related debate with a stranger?
Yes.
100%.
Yes.
Yes.
God, what's another one here? Is there the sound that they're all staying in the same house?
I
Did
believe so, yeah.
Okay, did they hear
Will Joe clog a toilet?
well, did Joe clog a toilet? Write that down.
Yes.
Did Joe clog a toilet? Do they hear intimacy?
Oh.
Do they hear someone in one of the other rooms?
Somebody hears somebody, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Someone hears someone.
Yes.
The Robinsons hear
or
someone.
some combination of it being heard.
Yes, something.
When you
I like the idea of there being an over/under on how many times he shits his pants.
well, you're in a foreign place.
Yes. I mean,
happened to me.
which, by the
Yeah.
way, we did a prediction
Yeah.
as we record this on the 2nd of January, 2024.
Mhm.
Today on JSS, we did trip predictions for Josh in Panama.
Nice.
And Josh is in Panama, and I mean, his sister is trekking him through the jungle. They're
Seems
eating like
awful for
street
Josh.
food.
Yeah.
This is a guy with a very controlled, specific
Right.
diet. And
Out of
Josh
his comfort zone.
is eating like monkey
Good for
shit
you.
marinated plantains, sloth patties.
Mhm.
I mean, he's probably spent more time on the toilet than I did this past week with the flu.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna guess Joe almost had a bathroom accident twice.
Well, I think the over/under is going to be 1.5, and Rodney's got 20 on over. So I think 1.5 seems fair.
I'll take the under on that.
Are we counting like a shart? Is that
Did he ruin-
counts?
Yes.
I think that counts. Okay.
Okay.
I'll go with the under.
Yeah, Robbie, give
Okay.
me one on your end. What's something
Yeah.
you think that happened on this trip?
I think did Joe and Katie fight?
Well, I mean, all couples fight.
Did
so-
did Joe get
Did
on
they
Katie's
not
nerves?
fight?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Is Katie just trying to have a vacation of a
Right.
lifetime, kick off the new year well, leave 2023 behind, and for whatever reason,
Mhm.
Joe hates the thermostat?
I think it was Joe did something embarrassing in front of the other.
Oh,
He can't help himself.
100%.
He just can't help himself. So that's will Katie want to do some sort of event, some sort of snorkeling, something other than just sitting by the pool? And will Joe begrudgingly do it?
Will Joe
'Cause I
end
think
up
he will do it.
with hair in an orifice? Rob
Yes.
Blackburn, I love it.
Yes.
Also, Rice Mirth and Pesaurus checking in with another genius hypothetical. Does Joe get TSA strip search?
Sir, is there a giant hair in your ass?
Sir, we detected a hair.
you could strangle someone with that hair. That's
Yeah.
a weapon.
I can't believe how much hair is in that ass. It's got to be tied to a bag of heroin that's going to come popping out at the end of it. Something. Again, what's the name of the island they're on?
St. Thomas.
They're offered drugs.
Mm.
Someone
Do
offers
they-
them
or
drugs.
do they seek drugs?
I don't think they seek it, but I think they're
Oh,
offered.
they're offered. Okay, I like that. Will Joe veer off of his island drinks and have like an actual alcohol? Because
Absolutely
those
not.
guys, they're going to
Nope.
want to do whiskey and shit.
Yep.
He's going to stick to the
Joe cannot be.
mudslides and
No,
the
Joe digs his heels in
banana
nicely.
fucking bullshit.
Yeah,
All
he's
right,
drinking
daiquiris.
Malibu and
Yeah.
diets. He's
All right.
drinking Di Serrano and Dr. Pepper.
No,
Something
no
with a bunch.
No.
I like all those things.
Yeah. I love those fruity drinks. I also
Yeah.
like a gross, disgusting
You
scotch.
got to balance.
I've always
Right.
respected Joe likes what
Yes.
he likes when it comes
Mhm.
to his booze, so I don't think so. Do any of them get adventurous dietarily? Someone's like, this is fucking grilled monkey spine. Do you want to try some?
I believe Katie was going to get the octopus tacos, which I don't know how.
That sounds great.
So that doesn't sound as adventurous as what you're talking about. I don't think anyone's going to veer that.
That
Although
nutty.
Jack and his wife are they're expert travelers. They're around, so they've been around. So they are probably have already tried those. They seem the most likely to be the most adventurous.
Mac with a once they've returned prediction. Will Katie be sleeping in the guest room when they get home? No, Joe will
Joe
be.
will be. Yes.
Joe will be in the guest bedroom.
Yes, the dogs will be in with Katie in Katie's room.
Which, by the way, next episode, there's a story that I was sworn to secrecy about that I can't wait.
For the main show.
For the main show.
Okay.
I just can't wait.
I think it's going to be good.
I can't tell you, Robbie. I can't tell.
Just the look
You
on
know
your
what?
face
How about this?
when you wanted to told me that this is going to be good.
Robbie, you got your phone?
Yes, I do.
Okay, pull it up.
don't say
Don't
anything,
share
though.
this to anybody. Okay, hold on. Okay, you got it? All right, hold on. I'm typing this to you. I want your
All right.
natural reaction. Okay. Okay, hold on. Here we go. Need to type this in here. Sorry, it's a bit of a sentence.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay. All right. By the way, new Dork Dynasty getting recorded a little bit later this week. Topics, games you were too dumb to play. All right. And here we go. Sent. There you are, Robbie.
Yeah, we'll have a new laughs count anywhere soon because I don't know if you've been paying attention, but The Rock.
The Rock has returned.
He's returned.
Oh, no.
Yes.
They swore you to
Don't say that. Okay. Yeah.
I can't wait. They don't know this is waiting for them.
It's gonna be so.
They don't
great.
know this is
Welcome home, and it's not our fault.
Not our fault.
We did nothing wrong.
Finally.
Yes.
I will say this. I do got to return those gloves, though.
Yeah.
Man, oh, man.
Yeah.
This has been the DLP Agenda.
Yes.
New Dork Dynasty is coming out.
Hell yeah.
New Laughs Count Anywhere. Another story time with Tommy Simbazo.
It's out right now.
January 20th. There's going to be the Jeremy Woodward
It's
celebration
happening,
of life. Mr. Dave Dennis. I swear to God, next week, the names get announced. If we haven't returned
Good.
to you already, and the people have spoken, I'm not going to say when. It'll happen. Yes, we will do another Dumbcast down the line.
I love it. And I'll be doing the pregame this Saturday from 1:30 to 4 p.m. on 98 Rock. Give a listen.
All right. Thank you.